Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Niklas. Niklas is from Sweden, but he lives in London, in the UK. So let's see what Niklas has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hey. Hello Niklas, how are you?
I'm all good. How about yourself?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me.
So tell me, how is your day going so far?
Well, I am one of these people, I like to take Monday off. I don't want to have any hard feelings towards Monday, so I'm always off. So I've been in the park with my dogs and I've been for lunch with my friends. I had a nice afternoon nap. It's a perfect Monday.
Amazing. Do you have like some ritual during Monday, something that you do every single Monday, or not? You just go with the flow?
No, most often I just take it. I shouldn't tell this in an interview, but I tell people that I'm busy and I'm doing absolutely as little as possible.
Just between you and me, okay? Don't tell anybody else.
Exactly.
Niklas, tell me, where are you from?
So I'm originally from Sweden, but I live in London. I've been living here now for 12 years.
Okay. And why London? Why the move from Sweden to London?
Oh, I love Sweden. It's a beautiful country, but London is so much more peerless. It's more cosmopolitan. It's much more interesting to live here and more challenging, but also more rewarding if you manage to go through the challenge.
I see. And where's about in Sweden you come from?
So I'm born up north in Sweden, way up north. So in a small place with 176 people. Wow. It's a beautiful ski resort called Storlien. Okay. But then I moved to Gothenburg when I was very young. So it was like 7 years old. So I've been most of the time on the West Coast.
I see. And the place where you were born, how far is from Stockholm?
Like a 2-hour flight.
Oh, it's not very close then.
No. It's high up. Just on the borderline to Norway. So it's like just on the border to Norway.
I see. And tell me, what do you do for work, for living?
So here in London, I work as a personal trainer and fitness trainer. Mm-hmm. I also run a interior design company. And wow. Yeah, and then on the side of that, I also, obviously due to my fitness training and stuff, I do a lot of fitness modeling and underwear modeling.
Wow, amazing. I was checking your pictures and I could see some of them on your profile.
Yeah, it pays the rent.
Amazing, yeah. I think, when you are into, something that you love, like fitness, and suddenly you can also, connect with another job as well. Why not? I think it's amazing. Amazing. Okay, so during the journey, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life overall and also about your journey so far, okay? Niklas, before we start our journey, William the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself or something that not many people know about you.
Oh, I don't really know, to be honest. I mean, I'm very random in general. So like every time I speak to people and they ask me questions and I tell them something about myself, a lot of people always like, oh, I didn't know that about you. Oh, what have you not done? But the most crazier thing that probably people don't really know about me is that I've been to circus school and I used to work as a circus acrobat, doing trapeze. I still do. I teach trapeze every week, but obviously I don't perform anymore because I'm a little bit too old.
That's amazing. Oh, wow. And you were for a very long in the circus or not? Well, just a short period.
No, a very short time of period. Like I started circus school when I was 30. So it was late in my life. I started as a hobby and then I started to perform and then I started to teach it instead.
Amazing. Great. Niklas, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Yeah, do it.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got here my best full of random fun questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Right, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? First question for you is, what does family mean to you?
Sorry?
What does family mean to you?
Family means a lot to me. I love my family and I have a very, very good relationship with my family. They mean everything to me, and every time I go and see them, I feel so recharged. My brother coming here on Friday to stay for 3 days with his wife, and I can't wait.
Wow. Which person in your family you are more close to?
I speak to my mom very frequently. I try to speak with her as often as I can, obviously, call her and have an update. I got 3 siblings. Yeah. And I mean, we talk quite often as well. And yeah, I just wish we could see each other more often.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
And do you try to go quite often as well to Sweden or not?
Yeah, it hasn't worked for work recently. So it's been over a year since I last went. I spoke to my father the other day and I promised him that I miss him.
Oh, sweet, very sweet. Next question. Hey Niklas, next question is, what keeps you up at night?
Oh, my brain. I'm an overthinker. I am an overthinker. I analyzing things a lot, and I have a tendency to sometimes let myself wander away, and that keeps me up.
Do you consider yourself to be more of a day or night person?
I'm a morning person. I prefer to go up early in the morning and have everything done by lunchtime. And in the afternoon, I like to either have a long nap or a long walk with the dogs, and then have a nice evening with friends or with anyone special.
I see. All right. Next question. Let's do it. So before the next question, tell me how fitness came into your life, how your career as a personal trainer started. Sorry.
Yeah. So when I was young, when I was about 8 years old, I started dance, and I was in ballet school, and I always loved to perform. I always been a person who liked to be on stage, even as a child. So I also started to sing at the same time. And that took me into the opera house in Gothenburg. So I started to do my first parts in opera in the age of 8, 9. And I started to play Macbeth was my first one. I was Fleance, the son of the main character. And after that, I made an audition for the Magic Flute, where there's 3 boys in them. And so I did obviously dancing and performing in the opera house and several different things, which took me in to teach dance classes in a gym in Gothenburg. So I started at in the age of 16 to teach dance classes. And after that, obviously spin, the cycling class started to be, I'm in that age, so they were launched when I was like 16. So I started to teach cycle classes, and obviously with all the sweat and all the people started to like my music, and then after that I started to teach classes where we used equipment, and it basically been a part of my life ever since. A couple of years ago, I started to look into my physique. I started to look into the benefits of training. I started to re-educate myself, and I started to ask myself, what exactly do I want to have out from the gym sessions? I like the endorphin, I like the good ways that it makes me feel, but what do I want with the results? And I started to, as I said, re-educate myself, going to different coaches, go to bodybuilders, go to fitness professional, and see what they were doing in order to educate myself. And from there, I started to make a massive change on my own physique. And that is something that I also now, obviously, at the gym, share with other members and all my clients. And I, like, as I said, I work here in London and mainly in Chelsea. So I have a quite big, strong group of people who following my fitness journey and following my advice.
Most of your clients, they are females or males?
I used to have predominantly female clients until my weight gain, because I added on 17 kilos so far and without any body fat, which obviously made a lot of guys interested in how to change yourself. Like, I shouldn't say change yourself, it's more like challenge yourself. And
yeah.
So right now I think I have 50-50.
50%. All right. Next question is, how would you describe a perfect friendship?
A perfect friendship is one of the friends that you have very close to you, that you can be away from for several months, and the moment you meet each other, it feels like it was yesterday.
Wow.
A person who really understands that sometimes you need to focus on work and just be aware of, like, the fact that you might be distant, but still always there for you.
And your closest friends, they live in back Sweden, or they live in London, most of them?
So my two absolutely closest friends lives in Sweden. I have very close friends here in London as well. But it's like, if I need to turn myself to someone for something really, really heavy or happy, or I need something, I will go to one of the two girls in Sweden.
Wow. Let's see now. Both of them, they are watching this interview right now, and you have you have a moment now. You could send them a message or say something to them. What did you say to them right now? They are watching the interview. What would you say?
I would say, I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for having you both in my life.
Oh, sweet. Next question. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right, next question is, what's your idea of a perfect day?
Like my Mondays.
I knew you'd say that.
No, it's like for me, as I said, like I have one dog. He's 14 years old, and
wow.
He's deaf, so he can't hear anything. But I mean, we crack on. And then I have my cousin's mini schnauzer, who's 3. So I got 2 boys at the moment. And for me, when I spend time in the parks, watching them running around, for me, that's like meditation for me. I mean, I love that. I DJ, I work in nightclubs every week, I work in the gym. I love the pulse, the energy, but the silence, and just see 2 like absolutely lovely dogs enjoying themselves. It's priceless.
It's interesting you saying that because, during the COVID 2020, I remember we could leave the house once a day for exercise outdoors, remember?
Yeah.
And I remember running the park and those dogs running around and, follow each other, chasing each other, and just like having the best of life. My God, that was the best therapy for the day for me to watch them. Like, just like, the happiest, like it's interesting because I had an interview with a lovely man here on the show a while ago, and he said something that I never thought about. He said that dogs, why they are all the time like so friendly and so beautiful energy? It's because they just live in the present. They don't live in the
Yeah.
past, they don't live in the future. I never
Yeah.
thought about that. When he mentioned that, it's like, oh my God, that's so true. That's why they're
Yeah.
all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just live in the present. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, and it's also the unconditional love you get. It could
Yeah.
be you call them back for a little treat, and they show their love in it's the best.
Through those 14 years since you have your dog, yeah, what's the most memorable lesson you've learned from him so far?
The most memorable lesson, it's having a dog is a huge responsibility, and it requires a lot of time. But it makes you, as I said, the love you get in reward and the love you get back in everything, it's undescribable. And the fact that I still 14 years later choose to go home to spend time with my dog, because I'd rather be with him in the park and feel fresh the day after rather than stay out all night partying. I can choose to invite people to my home instead and have drinks or dinner because I don't want to exclude him. So I think that it teaches you, how can I explain it? It teach you to be very grounded and very
Yeah.
centered.
Yep. Amazing. What's his name?
My dog is John Bastian. So it's instead of Sebastian, it's John Bastian.
I love that.
And then I have Peter here as well, the mini schnauzer.
Amazing. The one who was behind you is the oldest one or the newest one?
No, that's the mini schnauzer, the 3-year-old. He's very jumping around, so he's probably gonna be up here soon.
Next question. Right. Next question for you is, if you had only 24 hours of life, what would you do?
Hug my dog. My first thought was like, shall I say have sex? But then I was like, yeah, I would probably, I would go and see my family. I mean, if I only had 24 hours left, I would probably like to spend it with them rather than do something breathtaking that I never done.
I see.
Yeah.
When you think about yourself, Niklas, when you analyze yourself, what's the best part of being you? What do you like the most about being yourself?
Ooh. I think, no, I shouldn't say I think. Working in the industry that I do, especially with the underwear modeling, and there's a lot of focus on physique and appearance. There's a lot of focus on how muscly you are and results and da. I think one of my greatest side of that is that it doesn't really becomes important to me. I think, because I see myself as a very grounded person and a very caring person. I think most people would describe me as extremely caring and very not shallow.
Wow. And you've always been this way?
Yeah, I think so. But as I said, my online profile looks different.
Never, how do you say? Never judge the book by its cover.
Yeah, it's
never,
true.
Never. Try to read the book first before you make a judgment.
Yeah.
Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next question. Right. So before the next question, tell me a little bit about your DJ career. How the opportunity came along.
So back when I lived in Gothenburg, I used to run nightclubs and events. Oh. And obviously I used to do it then sometimes perform singing, sometimes I had DJs and stuff like that. And there was one night when the DJ didn't turn up. And we had to move around a little bit, and I said, cool, I just do the party room. And it was really fun, and I got really good feedback. So I started to play around with the decks, and I started to mix a little bit. I moved to London. I didn't do much about DJing until a couple of years ago, when once again there was a cancellation, and I used to work in a bar here in Soho. So I live in central London, in the middle of Soho. Obviously, I know most of the owners and bar staff and everything. So they messaged me saying, "Hey, you used to be a DJ, didn't you? We don't have anyone tonight. Can you come down?" And after that, I've been booked every week.
Wow, amazing, great. Next question is, what has been the lowest point of your life?
The lowest point of my life. So we touched the subject a little bit already. Like, I'm in fitness, and fitness and health is always something that comes very close to me, but it can also become fitness and health. When the pressure from the outside is forcing you into think that you need to perform in a certain way, forces me. I become a little bit emotional now, because it's very close to me as well, because I went into a really bad circle of eating disorder and body dysmorphia, which which made me believe that I was really tiny, and I developed a extreme fear of shrinking, losing muscles, and it made me unable to sleep. It made me unable to, I couldn't work properly. Had to take time off. I started to wake up in the middle of the night panicking about shrinking. So I started to eat unhealthy, and I started to do press-ups in the middle of the night. I started to act really weirdly, like disconnected myself from a lot of my friends, overdid the gym, and basically got completely lost in my own head about how I looked, to the point where I avoided physical contact. I didn't want anyone to hug me or touch me, because I felt panicked, because I was worried that they would think I was disgusting with all the bones coming out of my body. I developed a really unhealthy relationship with food, and because of that, I started to act really weirdly around alcohol. I started to numb my feelings by drinking. I had a really bad relationship with myself for that time. Luckily, I got really good professional help, but it took me about 3 years to get out of it. And I remember especially, like, it's only 1 year ago in April, I was at the gym. I have been on a scale like 2 or 3 times a day for several years, just to make sure I'm not losing weight. So every morning, every lunch, every evening. And it was a Saturday, and it was just after I posted one of the first photos on my Instagram that one of my friend Alberto took. I was so nervous when I posted it, and I know it made me so emotional. But anyway, I did it on Thursday, and I cried Thursday, Friday. Saturday morning, I went back to work because I was so overwhelmed about the comments. And I walked past the scale, and I said, "I'm breaking up with you." And
Wow.
from that Saturday in April, I have not ever touched it.
Oh my God, I've got goosebumps all over my body right now. What a beautiful, powerful story you just shared now. Oh my God, Niklas. It's so beautiful to see you sharing that because, you know, it's part of healing as well when when you share something like that and you have no idea how many people can be helping right now just sharing this story because maybe they are facing the same situation or maybe they never seen someone talking like that before this way so open. So thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. I think it's so great to see someone, because when you talk about it means that you are over it. And,
Yeah,
as imagine how powerful it is for you to look in in the scale and say, you know what, I'm not here anymore. I think
yeah.
it's powerful. My God, what an amazing story. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing this personal event in your life.
As I said, like, and as you said, I always say that now. If I could tell anyone my story and it changed that person's life, um, I would do. I mean, I will try thousands times. If I only help one, I know how extremely hard it is in that dark tunnel. And I never thought I could get out of it.
Wow. Amazing. Wow. Thanks for sharing. I'm glad that this question came up to you. And the opposite side, tell me the happiest point when you think about, okay, that was one of the highest of my life. There's something that comes along in your head right now.
Yeah, my highest of my life was probably in my dance career when I was like 23 years old. And I was teaching my dance classes, and I basically received an email from Nike. And
Wow.
they have seen me dancing, they've seen my dance classes, and they wanted me to be a part of the Nike Elite team. And they signed a contract with me, so I was fully sponsored by Nike for 10 years as a dancer, dance trainer. That is
Wow.
that is one of the coolest part of my life. I literally, like, I have never been so grateful for a brand like Nike, who is global, and they choose to sign such a great deal with me, and I will be forever grateful for them.
Wow. My God. Amazing. Good for you. Very good, Nicholas. Right. I have 3 questions left. Okay, let's do
Yeah.
it. Before the next question, since you've been living abroad, yeah, of course, I'm sure you have met some Swedish people in London or through your life outside Sweden. In your opinion, through your journey so far, tell me something in your opinion that people get right about Swedish people or about Sweden, and tell me something that people get wrong, that get completely wrong about Swedish people or Sweden, in your opinion.
What people say about Swedish people, especially here in London, is that we're very work and career driven and we're reliable. And that's something I have to say that I think we are. We have a very high work ethic. And something they all get wrong is that we're all blonde.
That's
Like,
interesting.
because every time I tell someone I'm Swedish, they were like, "But you're not blonde."
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'll tell Yeah, I'll tell you something. I've been Sweden once, and I remember when I arrived there, and I remember I was in a bus. It was full of like girls talking Swedish, and it was so beautiful. And before I went there, some people said the Swedish people, the Swedish girls, they are just beautiful and stunning. And when I was there, I was like, oh my God, people, they are so right about it. They were so beautiful. Those beautiful, like stunning girls, talking very elegant. They were like you know, I was like, wow, they're completely right about Swedish.
Yeah.
And of course, it's impossible not to talk about ABBA. I think I had so many guests on the show, you know, from Sweden, and I always, you know, ask a question about ABBA, what they think about it. I had a musician actually. He looked like one of the, you know, I think it's Bjorn. He looks like one of them, and I was like, oh my god, do you
Yeah.
have any connection? Tell me that you have something connect with them because he looks like a lot about ABBA. People they kind of make comments about ABBA as well when they find that you're Swedish or not.
Yeah, but ABBA always comes up. Always. I mean, of course. But also like, because obviously I have a lot of younger crowd when I'm DJing and stuff like that. So Robin comes up, Agnes come up. So we have like, and IKEA.
I just found out about IKEA not long ago. I didn't know it was Swedish. Can you imagine? I didn't know IKEA was Swedish. And now they're gonna be very happy that about this advertisement you're doing right now.
Yeah, but you probably didn't know. You probably don't know that Spotify is Swedish as well.
There you go. You just made my day. Something new. I didn't know that. Wow. Look how proud you are. Look how proud you are right now.
Yeah.
Amazing. Next question is talking about music. Tell me what's the soundtrack of your life?
Soundtrack on my life. I mean, cool. I'm a DJ. I'm really cool when it comes to music. I listen to a lot of different styles. I love, at the moment, I'm very into French hip hop or French rap. I play a lot of pop music. But the soundtrack of my life is going to be Handel's Alcina. It's an opera written by Handel himself. And the opera house was so poor at that time when he wrote it, so they couldn't afford to have the choir. So it's only 5 people on stage doing arias or duets. And it's one of the most beautiful things I ever listened to in my life.
Wow. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Yeah, sorry.
But when we do, like, we talk about it, it's cool music, pop, house. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. I saw some pictures of you DJing as well, and I'll come to see you once in your gigs.
Yes, do it.
2 questions left. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right. Before the next question, through your career as a personal trainer, tell me a moment or a situation that you're never going to forget, always going to have a special place in your heart, like something that happened or a comment from your clients or anything.
The first thing that comes to my mind, and I hope that you don't mind telling this story, is I train a lot of clients in their own houses. So I go home to them in their own gyms, and it's very like private. And one of my clients, that my friend Janet, gonna come, and I was like, yeah, that's cool, but we do our sessions and we do train. I didn't think more about it, and after a few seconds, Janet Jackson walks into the gym.
Oh my God.
I was so, I mean, I usually never starstruck, but she is stunning, and she just looked with that was one of the moments I am never gonna forget. Yeah, she was beautiful and so nice.
Wow.
But when it comes to another thing, I have several clients, since I have a lot of females. I always wanted to have children. So knowing that someone is struggling with pregnancy or to get, you know, this one girl, she walked into the studio and said, you know what, is this class suitable for pregnancy? And I knew that she's been trying for so many years, and I was like, no, it's not. And she was like, gave me a hug, and we be like, I'm so happy to finally be sent out from your class. And I was in tears because I know how hard she tried. She have a beautiful daughter now, but that's one of the moments I
Wow.
Yeah.
Goosebump again.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Last question, ready?
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's not the last question yet. I got confused. See, I got like so into the story that I forgot the next question. Right. Next question is, where are you planning to go for your next holidays?
Oh, my next holiday, I will go home to Sweden and see my family. And after that, I'm going to try to go to Gran Canaria. Simply because it's the perfect trash holiday. You don't like, I just love how you can go there and be so effortless, but you meet all these lovely people and everyone is just there and being just who they are.
Absolutely.
It's so low key, but so much love.
Totally agree with you. There's something about Gran Canaria that it just makes you go more and more, come all the time, come back, because there's something about the atmosphere around. I think it's because come people all over Europe, and people, they are free there. They are not judgments there, and there's something about the place. I've been so many times, and I totally agree. I think there's something there that's always, when you leave, you go like, I can't wait to come back again.
Yeah.
Amazing. Last question, ready?
Yeah.
With last question. But before the last question, Niklas, as you mentioned during the interview, regarding your challenge that for you was quite hard for you to go through. Right now, knowing the person who you are, the place you are right now, if you had the superpower of erasing that moment, that period of your life, would you do it or would you keep it, knowing the person you are right now?
Very tricky question. Ideally, I would say to go back to change, because I lost 8 years of my life, I feel sometimes. But I didn't lose them, I just didn't live them.
Interesting.
So at the same time, it's taken me to where I am today, and even if it's been a painful journey, I learned a lot from it. I would not wish my worst enemy to experience it, but at the same time, I also understand that most people go through hard times in their life, and we need to be allowed to talk about it, because then we can guide each other. So maybe by erasing it, I would erase the opportunity to help someone in a similar situation. So I would probably say I would go back in time as a superpower and give myself a slap on my face to take a little bit of to take actions earlier.
I see.
But at the same time, you can't ask for help until you're ready for it yourself.
It's so true. So true.
But it's like something I wish I would have taken actions earlier.
Maybe if you had earlier, maybe you wouldn't get through the way you did. So I think everything counts end of the day. You know what I mean? It meant to be this way, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Last question is, what's the best advice have you ever given to someone?
Oh, the best advice I ever given to someone is like, you should definitely have that tequila shot.
Let's take a shot now. Let's take a shot. Cheers. And have the tequila. Cheers. And now, ready for it. I'm waiting.
You should always tell your friends to have a tequila.
That's so true. That can take in a very open direction with a lot of topics to talk about.
Yeah.
Can be other drinks as well.
True.
Have the first sip. After the first sip, you just relax and can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
Niklas, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Yeah.
Let's start with family.
Love.
Money.
Problem.
One word for love.
I wish I could say a name here, but I won't.
Oh,
A boy.
sweet, sweet. One word for life.
Enjoy it. Oh, that's two. Enjoy.
Okay, it's okay. So yeah, one word for sex.
Amazing.
Okay. Politics.
Corruption.
Fear. One word for fear.
Oh. Failure.
Friendship.
Once again, love.
Desire.
The same boy.
Do you think he's watching this interview right now?
Maybe. I hope he will.
Regrets.
Tequila.
Remember that shot? Regret it. One word for success.
Challenge.
Wish.
Happiness.
One word for happiness.
Love.
One word for Sweden.
Cold.
One word for ABBA.
Amazing. Or like Dancing Queen.
This, I love it. One word for the town when you were born. The town 2 hours away from Stockholm, where you this small town. One word.
Beautiful.
One word for dancer.
Strength.
DJ. One word.
Music.
And the last one, our personal trainer. One word.
Challenge.
Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friends. Two of them, the one back in Sweden, and I'm going to meet them for a coffee, and I'm going to ask them, define Niklas in one positive word and one negative word only. What they would say?
They would say positive. They would say caring.
Mm-hmm.
And the negative would be stubborn.
Can be positive as well, stubborn, depending how you put it, you know. Let's play now, Niklas, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right, but before you asking the question, tell me what's your favorite Swedish word?
Ooh, I mean, it's very often, to be honest, that I find that a lot of great words in Sweden doesn't exist in English. And also because the history behind it might not be there. And one of them is like, I always used it in Sweden, is skrotig. And it means like that if something is like really rusty and run down and really rubbish. Okay. But it's a very childy twist on it. So I always miss that word. And this is going to sound absolutely crazy, but we have a Swedish word called olla.
Olla.
Yeah, and that means that you poke something with your penis. And you do that to your enemy. You'll be like, you olla someone's door handle, because then you know that your enemy is touching your penis. So it's a very like evil way to describe that you do something in order to like, yeah, it's a mean thing to do. And there's not a word for it in English. And I think that's because most people don't do that to their friends or enemies. But everyone in Sweden knows it.
When nowadays, all the time now after this interview, when I hear the word olla, I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah, I think about sometimes when you have like Spanish friends that they say hi to you. Yeah. I'm like, means different to me.
You can ask me a question now, Niklas.
What's your favorite part by doing interviews?
Oh my God. Oh my God. The favorite parts, it's all about the show. But however, the most enjoyable part for me, it's when I click here, I send the invitation, and when my guests accept it, yeah, and when I see their face for the very first time, for me it's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, it's something starting right now. So for me, I'm gonna meet with someone that I never met before, I never talked before, someone, no, any part of the world, and I'm just expecting here, because the thing is, they know, they're gonna see me, but of course I know I'm gonna see them as well, but I just seen the pictures or the videos. But when I see their face for the very first time, Niklas, it's something magical for me, because it's a starting of a memory that we're gonna make through the show. So
Yeah.
of course, I enjoy, the questions. I enjoy talking. I enjoy learning, teaching, sharing, expressing myself. My guests express themselves, get emotional. All of that for me, it's amazing. However, when I see their face for the very first time, for me, it's something like, wow, that's something starting right now. And I strongly believe that for one reason or another, we meant to have this interview happening right now. So yeah, when I see their face for the first time, I was like, okay, let's start now. It's happening. So that's what I enjoy the most about during the interviews, for sure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, definitely. Your energy is coming out on my phone, and I just feel it. It's like amazing.
Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for being so sweet and enjoy and accept the invitation. And of course, I'm gonna repeat again. Thanks for sharing your, not just your challenge moment, but your happiness as well. Because somehow people, they appreciate both of them. Because see someone so happy, sharing your career, about your contract with Nike, and also sharing your challenging moments. I think all of those moments, some people, they appreciate, they connect with us, and they are thankful that someone is sharing something very special. So thanks so much for being so open. And before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
A positive message?
Yeah.
And that will be, positive message. One of the most important things that I always have in my mind, that always comes to my mind when I think about situation and life, is always, I was once told that if you're being bitten by a snake, you're not going to chase the snake and ask them why it bites you. You're not going to chase it and trying to explain it that it was wrong. You're going to try to heal and take the poison out of your body. That is the best way. Same thing comes with people around you. If someone bites you, don't chase them. Turn around, get the poison out of your system, get toxic people out of your life. And that is the best way to do self-love.
I love that. Amazing. Thanks so much. Niklas, keep in touch. Thanks so much for the interview. And it was a pleasure to have you here, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, have a nice
Keep in
evening.
touch.
Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.